Hey, all right. Game 7 time again. Third one of the finals this year. Or not finals, playoffs. See, not even 10 seconds in, I can misspeak already. So we've had our glitch for this mission. Famous last words by Jim Lovell. Anyway, Apollo 13 reference for no reason. All right. Edmonton, Vancouver, Game 7, May 20th. Series tied 3-3. I don't really need to write that for a Game 7. It's just I have a format, so I stick to it. All right. First period. About 18:30 remaining. It's like 2 minutes in. Huge save by Seelovs. The announcers called it post to post. Wasn't quite that because he was still centered in net. Just kicks out a rebound right to someone. Has to push across to get to it on the stick side. But yeah, great save. Looked real flashy too. That's why. There's a lot of great saves I could make. I'd have pages of notes about look great saves. But the ones that look flashy and nice like that one, yeah, I'll make a note of. Because it was nice. Although, at about the 10-minute mark into the game, I rarely ever write down shot totals, as I've mentioned previously. But shot totals at this point are 9-1 for Edmonton. Not that Vancouver didn't have chances. They're just getting blocked going over the net, which will be a running theme tonight. Because Vancouver has a long possession at one point. They're starting to get together and press, lots of cycling, about 45 seconds. All that. I mean, they got a shot in there. They probably did. Not a high danger shot, but something. But on that press, they draw a 4-minute power play. There's a little bit less than 4 minutes left in the period. I believe it was actually 4:14 to be exact. So breaking it down later. With about 40 seconds left in the period and the power play, well, 47 more because it carried over. Brown gets a breakaway on Seelovs. Seelovs comes up big though. Nice stop. Short-handed breakaway too, by the way. My notes. That ends the second period. Of course, during the intermission, we talk about what a great penalty kill. I'm like, there's still 14 seconds. That's time for something. It wasn't. That power play officially ends, and Vancouver doesn't get a zone entry. So, yeah, it was a good kill by Edmonton in that one. Although, yes, noting the shots after the first period, 13-2, Edmonton. Although even they make note of it on broadcast, that's not really the full story of the game. It looks worse than that. I mean, Edmonton's still in control, it seems like, but scoreless game so far, so, we'll see. Could be a goalie thing. We'll find out. All right. Let's see where I was at in my notes, because when I go off on tangents, things I don't have written down, it's like, where was I again? Anyway. All right. Yep. Like I said, that power play fizzles the last 14 seconds of it. No zone entries and anything like that. And then with 18:44 remaining in the period, so just a couple minutes in after the shenanigans I was talking about, Edmonton opens up the scoring with a goal from Stacey. Kind of a bomb shot from the point on a slapper. Technically not the point. I looked at the replay. I'm like, he's kind of in McCarland, which is, I'll have to get a whiteboard out with the lines on it and define where that is to me. This doesn't really, this is still different, even though it's from that area, not quite the point, not quite high slot. Again, it's off to the side closer to the boards, so I don't even think that's really in that spot. So I could kind of still consider the point part of that, sort of. Anyway, neither here nor there. CC gets a nice goal there off that slap shot. Yeah, I guess I have notes in my car line about it because I knew I was going to talk about it. Anyway, so 1-0 Edmonton after that. A couple minutes later, though, at 15:51 remaining in the second, not into the period. I do the opposite because I don't use the box scores. I use broadcast time. Anyway, huge diving glove save by Seelovs on Draisaitl. It did hit a defenseman in front to slow it down a tiny bit, but still, very nice save. Probably Seelovs' best of the whole game. Arguably, obviously. It was all arguable, but that was a nice one. All right. And then about a minute later, with 14:10 remaining in the period, Edmonton scores again. Goal from what looks like Bouchard. Nice wrist shot, sniped in through traffic off the post and in. Upon review, looks like maybe Hyman got part of the shaft of his stick on it. Honestly, looking at the review, the angle they showed and the speed, you can't really see the puck make contact with the stick. If you're watching the way the puck's rotating and then it changes direction, yeah, that's what I'm like. Okay, I even have my notes of like marking the Bouchard goal, which it was, and then just after seeing the replay, I'm in parentheses like maybe Hyman, and then later on circled back and wrote yes and circled it. Like yeah, it was by this much another goal for Hyman. Zach Hyman continues to light it up goal wise. I think he leads the league in the playoffs at least this year for goals scored. I don't worry that doesn't at this point probably. Yeah, and that one was again. You don't honestly the angle they showed you. You don't see contact with the shaft of the stick. You just see the puck change direction. So he must have just barely nipped it. But anyway, nipped it enough to hit the inside of the post and count for a goal. 2-0 Edmonton. At that point, shots are 23-4 Edmonton. So that story will continue. Sort of. Actually, that was sort of the end of that narrative. My second page now. It's funny how I flipped this over and then the game kind of flipped over. Because, yeah, with about 6:26 remaining in the second period, offensive zone time is about even. Like, Vancouver is still getting in, zone time. It's just they're cycling a lot, not shooting a lot. If they are shooting, their shots are getting blocked or missing the net. So, hence the uneven shot total, or the ridiculous. It's looking better at this point, though. Like, after that, or around that area, I have a note, just shots were now 26-11 Edmonton. So, obviously, yeah, they were getting some more pucks. Actually on goal. Maybe not great chances, but at least that shot total is looking better. And again, just as it seems like Vancouver is starting to get some momentum going here, they have taken a tripping call. So, Edmonton goes on a 2-minute power play with 5 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the second period. Exactly 1 minute after that, 4 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the period, Edmonton strikes again for their third goal. Power play goal from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. There was a shot, I forget from who, from like the high circle that deflected off the defenseman in front, hits the backboard, bounces right back in front of the net, right to Draisaitl. That's a gimme, pretty much tapping at that point. No chance for Shulov on that one. So, with that, it is 3-0 Edmonton. Where am I at my notes? Right here. That's the end of the second period, essentially. So, going into the third period, Vancouver is down 3-0 at home. But they've had a lot of comebacks. I forget they put the numbers up, and we all know it. They've had a lot of, third period comeback wins in the playoffs, too, not just regular season. And at 14-14 remaining in the third, Vancouver does go on and get a power play. So it's like, okay. Because, hockey, not just like the high statistical stuff, but if you're down 3-0 in the third period, you want to get that first goal in the first 10 minutes to have a realistic shot coming back in that game. I don't care what team you are, that's just how it is. So yeah, they get that power play with 14-14 left, looking good for them, potentially, with that power play. And Lindholm gets a really great redirect chance from a pass from Pettersson. He just doesn't quite get all of it, and it goes wide. So that was Vancouver's best chance there on that power play. Very close to being a goal, just slightly off. However, with 8:33 remaining in the third period, Garland, off a bad Edmonton turnover. I mean, I phrased it that way just because it's simpler in my notes. It's really kind of a misplay in their zone. Garland just jumped on the puck and then just beat Skinner straight up. So now it's 3-1 Vancouver. Again, that was with 8:33 left on the clock. So not quite before the 10-minute mark, but maybe close enough. Maybe something could happen. And at 4:36 remaining in the period, Hronek, from Detroit originally, kind of. He used to play for the Red Wings. His first career playoff goal, because when he was in Detroit, he didn't see any playoffs, unfortunately. Just slap shot from the point through a screen. Nice goal. 3-2 Edmonton. Vancouver, 1-goal game. But it remains that way. And around the 3:10 mark, they start trying to get Shelovs out of net. Although I'm thinking personally, I'm old school hockey, not old school, but this whole pulling the goalie with like a lot of time on the clock. I know it's advanced stats, there's analytics. I know it actually works too. I've seen it enough in the regular season. But in this kind of game, in particular, not just a series, this game, where power play's been getting shut down, Edmonton's playing very, very good shorthanded. I honestly don't know if you pull Shelovs at all. You just put faith in the team and their players on the ice to score that goal to tie it. Unless you have, unless it's real late, it's getting real late, like under a minute or less, and you've got a stoppage, like an offensive zone faceoff. Yeah, especially because Vancouver was winning the majority of faceoffs. JT Miller had a ridiculous number, like 15 of 22 or 23 or something like that. Very good percentage tonight for him. Anyway, getting off track. They keep trying to pull Shelovs, but they can never quite get the puck deep enough in the zone to really get him out of net. They finally do with around 150 left, but doesn't really end up mattering. They can't capitalize on it. There's a couple chances, for sure, but Vancouver hangs on. 3-2 final. Or not Vancouver hangs on. Sorry. See? I jinxed myself earlier saying I'd only misspeak once early on. Edmonton wins 3-2 final. Duh. So, with that, they won the series 4-3 and advanced to the Western Conference Finals against Dallas. We have our Final Four set. Yep. We get tonight, yes, I'm recording this Tuesday morning, so tonight off, no games. And then Wednesday we'll have game 1, Florida and the Rangers. That's the 22nd, by the way, for historical reference. May 22nd, Florida and New York, the Rangers. Game 1 of their series will start 8 o'clock Eastern. Then on Thursday, the 23rd, I'll have Edmonton at Dallas for game 1 of that series at 8:30 Eastern start. And then the schedule is every other day. It's, like on Friday it will be Florida Rangers again, and then Saturday it will be East. It's going to go back and forth every day until we're done with that, and then we can play in the finals. So, I almost forgot, since it's elimination time again, final bracket update for the finals. I don't got to worry about the East. That's already set. So let's go to the West and see what I said. My prediction originally for the originally I predicted Edmonton Vancouver is a 4-2. Yeah, 2 is always hard to see up there at the top markers. My prediction. So yeah, I had said Edmonton in 6. I was a game off. Not too shabby, actually, all things considered. So, I actually don't have to change anything because I already predicted Edmonton was going to win the series. So, I need to put the actual, that's what I need to do. So I got this out. The proper final series score, which was 4-3. Just want to make a note of that for the record, because I always like to keep this is somewhat of a record I've kept throughout the playoffs. So, now I have to predict. So looking at my Eastern bracket, I said Rangers in 6 on that one. Dallas, Edmonton. You know what? I'm going to kind of chicken out and take the really easy prediction here and say, I guarantee this will probably be wrong. I'm going to say Edmonton in 6. 4-2 on Dallas. So, that is my prediction on that one. So, yep, I have Edmonton over Dallas in 6, and I have the Rangers over Florida in 6. I think my color balance went way wacky. Messing with the lighting in here. It happens. Apologize if this got really dark, because it looks really dark on the monitor. So, I think this threw it all off. The crazy light bouncing white thing. There we go. Alright, brightened back up now. Using natural light, too, which is always iffy. So it happens. Anyway, I want to get started for 15 minutes, so we're about there. But yeah, those are my predictions. We'll see Edmonton and the Rangers in the final this year. But we'll see. We still have to play out the conference finals starting tomorrow night. Should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. And I'll see you all then. Peace.